everyone, it's Maria from J'adore le papier. Today I am bringing you my Ruby and Pearl XO design team project, and it's a journal for my niece's baptism, which was actually yesterday, the 20th of August. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is my very first open spine journal. I'll leave that tutorial below if you haven't seen it already from Heather. And it made me really nervous because I do pack my journals with ephemera. This is also a small journal for me. It's just about 5.5 with a topper by 9. Here's the cover. She's only 7 months old, so she might not find this journal for another 30 years. And I don't think her mom journals too much. So what I tried to do is gather as many journal notes from all the participants and the guests yesterday, and I'm still collecting them. So on the inside is authentic French antique, so it's over 100 years old, baby garments from a baptism, the baby's cap and the collar, and this authentic photo. I'm not sure if that's the baby. This all comes from Catherine French Biaudou. So I've been waiting months and months to use this specifically for my niece's baptism. And right here is an antique charm. I think this charm actually comes from Heather, Ruby and PearlXO. It's of Saint Majella. I think that's how you pronounce it. Majella. He's Italian. He's a saint for expected mothers, lost babies, and newborns. Holy Mother and baby, and there's Saint Majella right there. So super precious. So actually you could have this cover like this, or you could have the cover on the back to support the weight of the journal, just because it is slightly bigger than the book. Cover is actually a French prayer book of the Ursuline nuns. My mom, who was a nun before she married my dad, actually she was a postulate and then a what is it, right before they take their vows, I forget already, but then she decided to come out. So she said the Ursuline nuns are no longer in existence, so it's very, very special, and I didn't want to cover up too much of the book, and I debated whether or not to use it. So I actually saved some of the book for this, but I'll be using the book for another journal, for my aunt's prayer journal in the future. But I also have a lot of Ruby and PearlXO's prayer cards inside, and this beautiful image just to dedicate to the Ursuline nuns who are no longer in order. Handmade embossed paper, but for a lot of the notes I collected, if I didn't make ephemera, I used existing ephemera. For example, this antique French envelope and calling card of a family. But on the inside, I made Ruby and PearlXO's prayer cards, and then I had people like Grandma sign them or leave special notes for her to find one day. I also used a lot of angels. So here's this other charm here, actually. When you open it up, just like the charm that I made for the other prayer journal that I had just made. This one, the child Jesus on one side, and then Montmartre on the other side. There's the little cherub. She's 7 months, and she's a little chubby. So cute. And there will be angels throughout. And I've pretty much used them all up, but it reminds me of the angel's wings. By chance, this authentic ledger is from 1893. I didn't cover it all up. 1893. The word here, pathways. So pathway to heaven, I feel like is this cover right here. And then right here, I don't have a picture of the church that we were at yesterday. So this is a authentic French postcard. And then here's a word, le croix. It actually means cross in French. This is actually a prayer card, St. Monica, that I picked up from the church where she was baptized yesterday. But here, sweet little coffee-dyed envelope. And on the inside is a little bit of paper, but I want her to have little notes she can find in 10, 20, 30 years. On the other side is a matching envelope that I just covered with... I'll be sure to list the digitals below. I stuck to greens and creams and angels for this one. And then a little open space here. And this is probably one of my favorite spots right here. It is an image of an angel, which again, I used some of the texture paste and decoupage just to give the wings a little more prominence and a place for journaling. But inside this pocket, Oh, and Victoria, thank you for this little bit of lace here. I've been using it already. Is a drawing from her older brother, Gray. And he said it's a letter U and an A and something else. I'm not sure. And his name is Gray, and he said this spells gray. I see the A and I think the Y, but that is the sweetest thing. So the other side is St. Michael the Archangel prayer card from their church yesterday, and actually Gray for their church play, played St. Michael, so it's kind of cute. I'll find that picture of him. And then I just have little angel images everywhere, and again, some of this trim, last little bit of trim I have that reminds me of angel wings, and I'll get some more signatures and little notes of wisdom and prayers from everyone. And then a lot of French book pages or magazines. This is another Ruby and Pearl digital, and I did make these into post-its, so sweet. And then another prayer card, Ruby and PearlXO prayer card. My mom's like, is this a real one or a Ruby and Pearl? And I told her, look on the back. If there's no prayer yet, that means someone's supposed to write one on the back, and then notes on the back from other guests and family members. An authentic picture with two little sisters, and Leah actually does have an older sister. Gwyneth, you might remember the journal I made baby Gwyneth last year, I think. And then some really brittle baby pages, how to raise baby, nurse baby, put them to sleep, French pages from Catherine French Biaudou. And then more, I couldn't resist. I had to put in a few little baby pictures in here, or cherub pictures in here, but because I decided I had way too much ephemera in this journal already, that I'll be making a book 2 for her baby book, not the baptism book. So as you can see, I have ephemera that I wasn't able to use in this journal just because it was already too packed. An authentic picture of baby, little pockets so that she can add more journal cards as I collect them. St. Bernadette. And then it has a note from a older cousin who was at the party yesterday. So that was sweet of him to write that. And then this will be a spot where I will be adding some notes about this journal to her. And then this part actually is a little piece of the original book, the Ursuline prayer book, daily prayers. And they call it daily prayers and daily exercises. This is a real authentic prayer card, so I just have things, any prayer cards that aren't journaling cards, I just have them in here with these clear tabs. Again, original prayer book. This is a French calling card, not the owner of the book. The book itself is from, it looks like the 1800s, 1892. And this is an authentic French baby menu from this baby's baptism, and I'm actually going to show this to my brother and sister-in-law and see if we can recreate this with some of the photographs yesterday with the extensive menu from yesterday's brunch. But here's the daily prayers, Religious Order of Ursuline Nuns room. And I left some of the French prayers in here. Here's another authentic prayer card, because I really, really hope that Leah and Gwyneth and Beret learn how to speak French or read French. Maybe we can go to France one day. If they see this video, I hope they're old enough. But some notes from other aunties and these little vintage French school papers everywhere. Tutu, so cute. And then another digital from Heather. I just thought the little baby was too cute. But this image is one of Heather's also. And it's 3 sisters here, and it's actually representing my mom and 2 of her sisters that were able to make it yesterday. So on the inside, it's just paper clipped. I have a note of the Lewis sisters who were at the baptism yesterday. And baby, and then just this special stamp, this rose stamp is from Ina Exquisite Journals. It was my very first order from her, and I just loved the large format, so I've made it a journal card right here. These little Hail Mary prayer cards that you can put in your pocket or your purse. But vintage French postcards. I might have backed some of them with ledger paper, just so people can write notes. And then how cute is she? And then I thought maybe menu or attendees could be added to this journal section here. Here is one of my very last authentic French miniature envelopes for calling cards and whatnot, but I went ahead and filled them with ledger paper for folks to, any one of our cousins or family members to write a note. Oh, here. This bookmark is special. It has the antique baby's rattle and then the religious charm right here in the antique French lace that was sent to me by a friend. And this charm actually comes, this little baby's rattle comes from Catherine, French billet doux, so along with most of the antique photographs. Oh, I followed the tutorial by Danielle where she makes these origami heart letters, and I used French school book paper, but this one has the name Anne, and I'm pretty sure that's her little cousin. And this super sweet photo, also part of one of Heather's kits, but sometimes it's hard for me to get the exact image if I don't do a solid from Heather's digital. I wanted some of this lace to be part of the heart or some of the faces to be part of the heart. It's a little hard to figure out the fold. So I went ahead and just made the origami and then covered the heart part with one of her digitals. Old on top of old is just the best. And I just love the hint of green. More of the Nido ad, and then the other half of the embroidery patterns. This one has a little bit of my French wallpaper, the last bits I have of this. And then this little fish here, it's again more schoolwork paper. The little fish, don't be afraid to swim against the pack. But on the front, the black turtleneck, it said, be unique in this world in French. And the artist or the signature was Ben, B-E-N, and I haven't been able to find this artist or that quote again, so I need to find out more, maybe ask Catherine. I didn't cover this one because this means better voice in French. But one of these sweet images of this little baby here, I just couldn't help but include it here. And then one of the digitals, and then an authentic, look at that handwriting. From 1915, it looks like. For a little pocket here, I don't know why it's empty. And then an envelope with the original letter inside. And then I'm going to add a little piece of ledger paper inside so someone can write a note to her. There's the original address. And then more of this handmade embossed paper that I purchased from a seller in Hawaii. On the very back, and then one of my favorite digitals from Heather right here. It's just so already antique. I think it might be silk ribbon from a brown paper parcel with some of the earliest ribbon I purchased over 3 years ago when I started journaling, so it's sweet to be able to include it. But there it is. Baby rattle, scapula, and charms. One day she finds this video, and I hope you enjoyed that little flip through. Thanks for joining me, and part 2 of this journal will actually be my next design team. It's going to be the baby portion, so I can include more of these special little images from Heather's ephemera packs. So have a good one. Thanks for joining me. Take care.